All right, welcome to the Crypto Factor. Welcome to your favorite cryptopreneurship show. My name is Paul. Today we're going to be talking about if the Bitcoin bottom is actually in. What are we looking at? What's going on with the altcoin markets? And I will be answering your questions like I usually do. Now, if it's your first time here, you probably don't see anything different. If you are a subscriber, if you show up, you may be noticing certain differences. One thing is the wall in the background. Another thing may be the sound. Number three, the picture, because there's no curtains and so on, because I'm renovating. What I want to say is I'm renovating the house, the apartment. So there's a lot going on. And I'm afraid I don't have my sound panels up yet because I'm changing them all. I have a new sound system. We're completely changing everything, almost changing everything. So excuse me for the sound, excuse me for the picture. You're gonna have to bear with me till I get everything ready again. But regardless of that, I wanted to talk to you about Bitcoin, about the price, what we're looking at, because we pretty much reached some of our targets. And if we go to, let's just have a look at the charts straight away. Let's get straight into this, okay? If we look at the factor line, this is our own indicator, by the way. If we look at the factor line, we're noticing a few key elements here. Number one, this is the daily chart. And the daily chart doesn't tell us much other than that there's this zone over here of support, a bias, swing buy over here, which we held at this support range for quite a while. And we did say that if we break under 80K, we're going to go to the 75 level. We got a 74,516 by the looks of it. We actually called this move and anticipate for this either to be a bottom if we snap back up fast, V-shaped recovery, which is what we're having right now, or potentially put us into a bear market if we came under this. And by the looks of it so far, it looks like we are recovering pretty fast. So we're just touching the 200-day over here. And this is actually pretty good. Let's see what happens. Let's see how this plays out. I told everyone to wait till the end of the week to get more information. Everyone was bullish one day, bearish the next day on YouTube. I was actually watching on my phone because obviously I didn't have my computer for a while. But everybody was flip-flopping, and we were saying, listen, wait for the week to pass, wait for the range, wait to see if it's a V-shaped recovery, wait to see if 80K will become resistance or not. And so far, it looks like 80K is becoming support over here. And let's see what happens. We're about to pass the 200-day and continue to the upside. If you look at the trend stacker over here, if you watch these videos, know what it is. If not, it's okay, I'll explain. A trend stacker measures different things, including volatility and a couple of more metrics. It's right now at neutral. And if we start going up here, it should start going into gold, which is actually a good indication. By the way, you can't find this indicator anyway. Don't try and even look for this. The only way to buy this indicator is actually buying my course, Invest, Trade, and Think Like the Crypto Factor, where I teach you how to invest, how to trade like I do, like I personally do, and how to think like I do. And you also get the indicator for free forever. It's an expensive course, not for everyone. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. If you're trying to look for this, you're not going to find it, okay? But anyway, regardless, I digress. So what we want to do real quick is go to the 4-hour, because this is where we see a clearer picture. And what we want to do here is, because I'm still cleaning out some bugs, we just want to go, there you go. You just want to change that pairing to USDT. And sometimes if it looks weird, just go to BTC USD and then come back here and fine. And you'll see a couple of things. First of all, when we broke under this range, I told you we have to get on top. It looked like it was a fake out, went back under and said to you, you have to close above the 80K level. But I did call this mid 75 level over here based on candles. We'll talk about that later. We snapped back up. This is called a snap and crack. We snapped back up and we got above this range. And once we came back down to meet the range, we got a buy signal right here, this yellow dot. And the factor line actually turned yellow over here. And if you're a bit more aggressive, you would have got in on this candle, this previous candle over here, above the 50, above our factor line over here, which is the red and gold part, and you're actually trading this right now. I actually recently got into a trade myself. And we are now, as you can see, in the yellow over here. So we have volume, we have momentum, we have everything we need, everything else that's in this trend stacker here. And it looks like we're gonna go to the upside. Now, yes, we had this high wave candle here. Some people would call it a doji. It's actually a high wave candle. And we're reversing, but we're expecting to come back down to either meet the factor line or even the lower part of the factor line. That's why I like having this cloud over here. But let's see how this plays out, because you also have the 50 moving and the 200 over here. We're right at the 200 over here. So this is actually a good place to be in. This is actually, let's see if we can come back up. We may come back up here. Maybe we can reject, make a higher low, and then continue to the upside. And our resistance would be at the top of this candle over here, 88,500, because you can see its previous resistance over here, or even the top of this range over here at 89,000, close to the 90K psychological. Whenever we close, I go with the psychological. So generally speaking, we are doing pretty well. Now, if we want to dive in a little bit more, what you want to go do is you want to go to settings real quick. Excuse me, these settings. And then if you just go to the candle colors, this will let you read the candles. And this is like a better picture because we like trading candles over here, okay? And we're gonna see how this plays out. But so far, so good. So far, so good. Let's see if we can actually, let's see if this becomes something over here. Let's see if we start coming up here, or if we have to come back down a little bit lower, then come back up. But so far, so good over here. So I'm looking, I wouldn't say I'm bullish. I'm definitely leaning bullish. We got the snap and crack, and there's a way to trade the snap and cracks, by the way. Some people can make a living just on snap and cracks. And generally speaking, we're getting hope. Hope, bad word. We're seeing some light, but we have to confirm it. So for me, we probably need. I would like us to break above the 84,840 level here, just based on this sell SFP right here, the swing fader pattern, these top informations here, and pretty close to this top here. I would like to close above that, but let's see how this plays out. We are at the top side of the range, right? The factor line gave us this range. We're at the top part of it. Let's see how this plays out. But generally speaking, we are in a better place. Now, a lot of you might say, yeah, Paul, tariffs this, that, because of Trump, because he said this, because he said that. Look, the charts were showing this before, right? And if you were trading the charts, you would have known this before. I don't look at news, because you can have super bullish news and it could go bearish, and vice versa. The market's not rational. Show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. I keep on saying that. I personally do not look at news. Every time I look at news, I trade. The few times that I made my biggest mistakes in trading was when I look at fundamentals and news, because even I that don't look at that got tricked into looking at and made me miss my mark. Quite recently, I explained it in the last video. So essentially, right now we're looking good. Looking at altcoins, I was telling you that altcoins want to pump. I was telling you that altcoins want to pump, and as soon as Bitcoin gives us that opportunity, we're going to see green. Yes, we're down a little bit now, but if you look at the weekly, we're actually doing pretty well. So altcoins want to blast off. I told you that alts are bubbling. They're looking like they want to blast off. In the last couple of videos, when everyone was bearish, I was telling you alts want to go up. We just want Bitcoin to give us that, not guarantee, but that confidence. So that we can start getting in. And you're seeing people are getting straight into altcoins. So that's a good thing as well. And I would get into altcoins. I would definitely get into our picks, which you just saw. These are our favorites. These, of course, there's a few more, but these are our listed favorites. These are doing well. And of course, our smaller positions are doing very well. And when I say smaller positions, Some of these actually became large positions. Some of the other ones, but we just have them categorized like this. But if we look at the markets here on the weekly, we've outperformed every single category here. From the 1 to 1,000 category, we got 17.2% in profits. We know our picks. Only this section here kind of, and that's because of these two, the RFC and Aergo, which tomorrow they may not exist. I don't even know what these are. This is the only section here that has outperformed us, whether it's on our favorites, big caps, or whether it's on smaller caps. So this just goes to show me that we are in the right coins. It's just a matter of time before we blast off, before we actually do very well, if that makes sense. So these are our altcoins. I'm feeling good about that. I'm feeling good about Bitcoin, although it's a wait game right now. And yeah, pretty much I want to answer your questions and, do our normal live stream here, how things are. Is the Bitcoin bottom in? I believe it is. Potentially in. Potentially the Bitcoin bottom is in. At least temporarily. So right now, if I would start worrying if we break under 80K and make that resistance, and then I'll anticipate a break of 75. But I would not worry about it until then. Until then, I would say the bottom is in until we're proven wrong. So that's how we're going to trade, because now we have clear stop losses or know when to get out and when we're wrong. And if we are a long-term trader or swing trader, we know that the 80K psychological is important, and we know that the 75K is now important. So we're good with that. We can trade off that. So now we can confidently get into positions, and we can micro our positions using candlesticks and charts in the trend stacker here. So essentially, we are at a good time, and let's see what happens. Let me just switch on the colors again for the trend stacker, for the crypto factor. The factor line. And there you go. So let's see how this plays out. But generally speaking, I am feeling, I think the right word is content. We made the call. We pretty much called the bottom if it is the bottom. Let's see how this plays out. We did get a big enough drop. I was saying that a 20%, remember when I was saying dump before Trump, 20% is not big enough. We have to get at least 30, 40%. We now have a big enough drop, both in altcoins and in Bitcoin. So that's another good sign. Most people are bearish, another good sign. This might be the right time to start investing until the summer, and then we can reevaluate in the summer, because I'm expecting a dump and then another rise towards the end. But let's see how it works out. But so far, so good. A lot of people have gone. A lot of people have capitulated. I can see it in my private group. I can see it in my one-on-one courses. Not many people are taking them anymore, which is weird because now's the best time to actually take them. People have left the group. The people have given up. They've capitulated. People here on the live stream, there's 36 viewers right now. We usually get close to 100, right? So a lot of people are away. And I've also noticed a lot of comments, not many views. This is good. This is good. This is a capitulation sign. This is a bottom sign. And I've seen this ever since I started doing YouTube. The YouTube views and stats correlate a lot with crypto. It's actually quite interesting. Or at least when it comes to retail. So let me just check something real quick. Let's see if we can look at something here. Look, my last live stream, 864 videos, right? If we go to analytics, I'm seeing 1,300. We should get 5,000, 6,000 views here. You know what I mean? Real time, the last 2 days. This is generally not good. This is generally low. Fully transparent here, by the way. I don't really care. I have no problem showing you what my back looks like. Yeah, I made $175 this month. I'm poor, but you see what I mean. If you go to content, you'll see a lot of videos here are just not doing that well. I mean, they're just not doing that well, at least not as before. So, if you look at live streams, for example, 1,300. Okay, so you're still getting about 1,000 views, but look, this one, 998, but nothing like the views on our videos that we used to get. I made an exchange video the other day. This one right here, only 361 views. It's not good. But this shows that there's people not interested in looking or watching what's going on in crypto. They're capitulating, they're giving up. So let's see how this plays out. By the way, how is the sound? Is the sound okay? Or it's probably echoey. Anyway, let's have a look at all your questions. I'm sure you have a lot of them. I see Boba Smooth is saying, good morning, Paul. Good morning, Boba. Thank you for being here. Rene Montenegro, my man. Chuck saying good morning. What's up, Chuck? Glad to see you, man. Sound is definitely different, but we can handle it. Yeah, because I have the shotgun microphone, but there's too much echo. There's so much echo because I don't have sound panels in front yet. And I didn't want to put the cheap-ass sound panels, which weren't actually that cheap, but they just got very dirty and they look cheap. And I actually ordered like professional wooden ones, right? So let's see how that works out. My books are away. I'm probably not going to put all the books back. I have another bookshelf inside. I'll probably put them there. Or inside the gym, I have some room there as well. Let's see how it goes. I don't have my chair here either, so I know the chair, it doesn't sound important, but it dampens the sound, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, regardless, I did make a lot of changes. Got a sound bar, put the monitors on the wall. They can move around. With a camera mount on the monitors. I have actually special railings I ordered, which came in and we mounted them. It's actually pretty cool. Maybe I'll show you next time I'm live streaming on my mobile phone or my cell phone. Maybe I can show you around the house, see what it's looking like. Hey Paul, how are you, my friend? I'm doing good. Mo Crypto. Yasu Paul, this is Bill S. What's up, man? Christopher Robbins says, hey man, hope you are well. Yes, I am. When Lambo or Van Halen, please. How are you doing? I'm doing great, man. I can't tell you when Lambo, Thiago. Where can I find your news for the classes and not for the masses? You have to be in the classes, Mo Crypto. You don't get news for the classes. I don't get news for the classes. News for the classes are reserved for the big people in the stock markets, like the president's family and stuff like that. People know about news before we get our news. And when I was working as a C-level, there's a difference between getting some information, which I still get from time to time, and there's a difference between getting news. News is getting the actual news before the mainstream, and what's actually going on. So it's very hard to get that. We don't get that. And the best way is show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. Try to become a technical analyst. And listen, you don't have to be the perfect TA guy. I'm not. I'm telling you this. Look, everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. I'm not a good day trader. I simply am not. That's not where my skill is. I'm an above average, I would say above average, good swing trader. I'm excellent at calling tops and bottoms, and I'm very good with narratives, right? And that's my strength, and that's where I play it. But there are certainly people out there that can do technical analysis much better than I can. But you don't have to be that good. You have to find your style, if that makes sense, and just stick with it. I mean, you can do extremely well trading the way I trade. And I mean, you can literally make a living off it. So, but you don't have to be the absolute best. There's people out there that will blow me out the water. But are they better at what they're doing for what I do and the way I trade and the way I live? No. Because we all have our styles and the way. And this is something I teach in my course as well. You don't have to, like a lot of people are saying, Paul, I can never be good as you. Bullshit. You can actually be better. The thing is being able to take that and apply it to your style, lifestyle, and trading strategy, if you will. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm like, guys, you know me. I'm not the modest type of guy, right? I'm just being very open with you here, right? I'm trying to let you understand. You don't need to be a professional trader. You can make more money than a professional trader that's been doing it for 20 years by learning the basics better than them and getting the style. And like somebody might only trade breakouts or snap and cracks, which a lot of people don't even know what they are or how to distinguish them. Other people are momentum traders. Like even when it comes to swing trading, forget day trading, there's different styles. And that's what you need to find your style. And that's why everybody has different, unless you're Astani. Elliott wave theory blows me out the water when it comes to trading. Has been doing it many years, right? Tone vase, different type of trading. My trading is a lot more simple. I take less trades, but I'm very good at calling tops and bottoms, and I'm very good with narrative shifts, and that's how I make most of my money. So everybody's different. So you might actually take the course and then end up trading differently than I do because you might have a knack or more time for something else to trade a different style. If I don't touch Elliott waves, for example, I know the basic principles. Obviously, when you're a trader, you try to learn everything. But I don't use oscillators. I don't. I don't use Fibonacci's transparently. I do, but I don't. They're actually built into the factor line, but I don't really use them when it comes to levels. Very rarely. I use them like in a unique way. I do use candles a lot, but certain types of candles. You don't need to know every candle out there, in my opinion. There's different trading methods, like let's just put it that way, and you can grab yours. And then what you need to do is just become very good at that, and not worry about learning every single thing, if that makes sense. Hi Paul, when you said we can run to the summer, maybe you mean August, September. Well, I'm thinking about more May, June, but let's see. Dead cat bounce, cycle is over, it's been over. Crypto Nate making a big prediction here. Everyone should be excited for the bear, but bear might not be like past. Very vague, very everything. So let me ask you something, Nate. Let me just show you something here. All right? Why would you call this a bear market? What would you call like a bear market? Let's forget about the technical bear market because I don't subscribe to it regardless. Like a technical bear market is when you drop 20% or 24% by some traders, depending on your school. For me, that's not it, right? So for me, if I come here to the 4 hour and I go to the weekly, right here, weekly, just let it load, give it a second. Let's see if we can. All right, this is what I'm seeing on the weekly. So why is, if this was where we turned, like I called the bottom of 15.6K, right? The factor line called it 20, right? And this is how this is gold. The trend and momentum is up here, all gold, gold, gold. We're still gold. So yes, we came all the way to 108,000. And yes, we came down here to 74, but we're still above what? From 15.6K, we're still halfway and we're still above this massive cup and handle here. So you have the cup, you have the handle, you have the breakout, and now it's coming back. Maybe it came back right at the lip or just before it, right here. So it came back to this level. Maybe this is support now, we'll see, of course, and we should be coming back up. Why do you see this as a bear market? Because what constitutes a bear market, and a lot of people get this wrong, and it drives me nuts sometimes. it's not the 20% drop or 24% drop, depending on your school, of a certain stock or a certain whatever that makes it a bear market. It's the time or the prolonged time where it stays down there. So for me, this does not constitute a bear market. It may be a technical bear market, which technical bear markets can last a couple of weeks to a month, by the way, or two. But it's not an actual bear market, in my opinion. And you're saying this is a dead cat bounce based on what? How do you know this is a dead cat bounce? I'm curious. Because there's nothing that will actually, you can actually confirm the dead cat bounce right now. Nothing, zero, nilch. And yes, I might not be the best technical analyst out there, but I'm pretty good, and I'm pretty sure there isn't. I mean, I've only been teaching TA since 2014, 15 in Forex, and then transitioned to crypto in 2017. I don't know, man. I don't know. John says, hello, Paul. Understand that some coins won't make it back to March, December tops. Are there signs or indicators that we can research? Well, there's different ways to research, some wrong, some right, some are better than others. But we look at these, look at power and momentum compared to others. ETH right now, yes, we have it, but I mean, come on. You just compare it to Bitcoin, there's no point getting into it. And what worries me about Ethereum is usually when Ethereum pumps, it's usually retail and speculators rather than people that actually charted or professionals. And I'll tell you why. There's no point getting into Ethereum, when Bitcoin is outperforming it. You want to get into altcoins for the possibility to outperform Bitcoin, otherwise there's no point. So since Ethereum is constantly losing against Bitcoin, anybody getting into Ethereum is not professionals, in my opinion, or at least not people with big money. Now you might argue that Trump is. Yeah, okay, but they're doing a basket of currencies for their own reasons and different and longer term and don't care about a lot of stuff. They have different reasons and timelines and 4D chess. But when Ethereum pumps harder than Bitcoin, I'm wondering, is this a market change? Are we moving up? Is this the beginning of an alt season? Well, no, because we charted alt seasons with Solana last year. All those mini alt seasons we were charting with Solana. And I said that very early on. But when I see Ethereum pump, I have to think to myself, is it an alt season, a full-blown alt season, suddenly going to Ethereum instead of Solana? Or is it retail and speculators coming that don't know what the fuck they are doing and how to look at a chart comparing Ethereum to Bitcoin? If that makes sense, right? So it's things like this that you want to look at. But just short answer: SUI, Solana, Move, Deep, because it's on SUI for a smaller coin. If you want, all these coins have pretty big bounces, right? Brender, Paul, understand? Yeah, we were just answering that. Please tell us to get out when sign in the chart. Well, Mohammed, I've been telling you before the sign even got there. Like when I make a video and I tell you, right now I told you if 80,000 becomes resistance, if it breaks under and becomes resistance and it goes down a candle or two on the daily, then you're looking at 75, and if that breaks, you're looking at the low 70s, and then you're in danger for a bear market. But we have to look at the chart at that time to actually make that call. But I'm telling you right now what to look at. Just like I was telling you when we went under 100K, I was telling you we took profits 104, 100K became resistance. And then when we were getting down to the low 90s, I said this is probably going to go under 90. Once we go under 90, we're going to have a lot of downside till we get above 90 and get back into the range. And we were trading sideways for a long time, and I was warning about this constantly. So I'm telling you what to look at the charts before we even get there. This is what I don't like. A lot of people are, oh, he's just saying we can go up and down. Obviously, we can go fucking up and down. I'm not controlling the market. I'm telling you the levels to. I'm not talking about you, of course. I'm not talking about you. I know that you're not saying this. You just ask a question. But a lot of people in comment section and other live streams. When I don't say that, I say if we go under this, make it resistance. The probabilities are that, and if we go here, and I'm telling you what to look for. But people are stupid. They think they're smart. They have the Dunning-Kruger effect. They don't understand this. And they think technical analysis is just an answer will go up or down. It's not like that. Right? Now, I know you people are not like that. I know you're not stupid because you're watching the Crypto Factory. You're actually quite smart. Right? I mean, why else would you follow a handsome, genius, incredibly good-looking guy with a bald head? Obviously, it's because of his bold predictions. Right? I mean, where else would you go for hairstyling tips? Crypto Nate says, I like you, Paul. You are one of the most honest YouTubers. Everything you say always makes... I try, Nate, I try. I tried... The thing about me is I want everyone to win. I want everyone to win, and I'm not afraid of being transparent and saying this, right? Obviously, I want to make money as well. Obviously, I'm making videos for my branding to get exposure and to possibly sell courses and to do that as well. But this all started making YouTube channel videos helping people when I was working with businesses, and you couldn't buy any of my products back then because I would only work with companies. And then I got cancer and then whatever. And then last time I got cancer, I said, I'm not working with companies anymore. I'll make my own products. So I try to keep it win-win, and I try to give value. And the course I'm making is going to be amazing value for anybody that buys it. I'm telling you right now, I think it's one of the best products I've ever created. Because what you can do is you can take the course, and then you can, when you do one-on-ones with me, if you want to do one-on-ones with me, you can actually get the questions down and actually make me help you on a basis. It's actually cheaper to get the course than get one-on-ones, because in order to learn what I teach in the course with one-on-ones, it will cost you over $20,000 in sessions, while the course is $1,200, the early bird price right now, 1,200 or so euros, and you get the factor line and you're done, or dollars. But yes, it's a product. And a lot of people are like, oh, Paul, if you're such a good trader and it works so well, why would you sell a product? Because you need money. If I'm trading crypto and I'm pulling out profits from crypto, that means I have less Bitcoin in crypto, which I want to accumulate long term. If I'm making money and trading crypto and crypto stays into crypto, I can grow both. It's like multiple sources of income. And I don't have to pull out from crypto and come back to this world. People, believe it or not, people make money with different streams. Like, I hate it when people say, oh, if you're so good, why aren't you YouTube making videos? Dude, some of the richest people in the world are on YouTube making videos. And they're not, what are you talking about? This is what I don't get with people. Some people are just insane sometimes. But anyway, I digress. You look like a model, bro. Thanks, Kevin. Nate says, Paul, nothing factual at all. You are 100% right. I just feel there is not much meat left on the bone. Those investing already made big money like myself. I feel we could go higher, but won't. Okay, that's fine. But why are you basing this on feeling? Why don't you? And I'm not testing you right now. I'm not arguing with you here. But why don't you base this on structure, on charts? You can't make that call right now. You can, unless it's a feeling, yes, you can. I think we have another run, but that's just me. I might be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong this time. I mean, I've been right for the last few years. Maybe I'm wrong this time. Don't forget that I was the first, literally, in 2023, to say that this bull market we're currently in, the one that's going to be a shorter bull market, I was the first one to say we're going to get the top coming in before the halving. They're going to all-time highs before the halving. I said we're going to actually dump after the halving for a longer time. And I actually said there's going to be a shorter bull market with a Bitcoin top coming end of 2024, beginning 2025. And then we're either going to go into a bear market or what seems like a bear market before we have one more leg up. And I'm leaning towards that seems like a bear market and it isn't yet. That's what I'm leaning. But I might be wrong. Either way, we took profits when I told you to take profits, especially in December from altcoins to Bitcoin and so on. Bean Trader C says it's a scare market, people getting scared of their position because of there's no skin in the game. Okay, maybe. Aren't we making lower highs? We are. Might be a long-term downtrend forming. Guys, it needs to break. Look, this is the cup and handle we called. This is the handle. We broke the handle. We're coming back down. If we come back here to this range, which is from 70 to 73,000, we're at the top part of that candle. We just came back down to massive support long term. And the trend is up. It's still yellow. Does that make sense? Simple stuff. My opinion. Crypto Nate significantly past all-time highs. Again, this is just a prediction. Well, look, I don't know if we're going to pass all-time highs this year, but we might actually meet them for a double top or a little bit above or a little bit below. We might reject over 100,000, but I still think we're going to go back up. The sound is okay. Well, it's because I have a very, very good microphone, but if you hear the room, there's a lot of echo. So the microphone is good, but we'll make it a lot better. I don't think we have seen the low yet. The Fed hasn't cut rates. We don't care about the Fed. I proved this time and time and time again. People tend not to listen. There has been, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying that you're justifying it wrong. Like when everybody's waiting for the Fed to cut interest rates for the market to go up, forgetting that just because they cut interest rates does not mean the market will go up. Like you're being lied to by people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. All right, here. Let me prove it to you. .com bubble. The Fed cut rates like a motherfucker, and the price still started going down instead of going up. COVID. The Fed cut rates like a motherfucker. Price went down, kept on going down with COVID. Right? The dot-com bubble, I already said that. 2008, 2009, with a massive crash, the bear market back then. The Fed's cut rates like a motherfucker. Price kept on going down. Like, do I need to go and look at when I was calling for the FOMC meetings when everyone was saying we'll go down and we will go up? I was saying we'll go up and we went up. Do I need to like fish out those videos? Stop this. Like most. Okay, let me explain something to you and bookmark what I'm going to say here in this video. It's very important. Okay, bookmark this. I'm serious. When you hear about Fed rates, when you hear about all this news that influence the markets that people speculate on NBC, Bloomberg, it's not just crypto, they talk about this shit all over the place. Yet most people in the world are fucking poor. And most people are wrong. And they act like they know what they're talking about, but generally speaking, they get this shit wrong. And even if they're rich, they get this shit, like, because most news is wrong. You're listening to common news. You're supposed to be a contrarian anyway. So you're going with everyone. Well, it's common sense. If they cut rates, everything's going to go down. We have to. That's common shit. So yes, it might work out, might not work out, then it might work out again. But everyone starts believing this shit. But then you're part of the herd. You want to be a contrarian. There's news for the masses and news for the classes. You're getting the news for the masses. There's no way to get the news for the classes. Your best news is the charts. Show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. Stop listening to this shit. What good has it done for you so far? Tell me, get someone in the chat right now, I bet you there's very few, if any, people that will tell me they traded the news and it worked out for them. Please, like I'm challenging everyone here. I bet you that most people got it wrong. Otherwise, most people will be rich, maybe not even watching this channel right now. So why do you continue doing this to yourselves? Trump will come out, oh, no, but it's going to go up to the moon. The market doesn't care. The market does its own thing. It's irrational. Nick, I don't think anybody should do anything. I don't know about XCN. What is XR? What's XCN? Onyx. Onyx coin. Why? Because it pumped lately? Let me see something real quick. XCN. All right, this is the XCN Bitcoin chart. Okay, so it just turned gold here. So there's a possibility, but there's not much to go off of here. I don't know. This pump is very new. I don't know what it is. I don't know enough about it. 2024. It was released in 2023. So it came all the way down here. It stayed down. And they did a nice little pump here in January 2025 and another one right now, which was lower than the previous one. So I would wait to see if this comes down again, just so I can see if this is a potential scam or not. But I don't know much about this coin, and there's nothing to really go off of here. But you know what? I'm not going to say yes or no on that. I'm not going to say yes or no, Nick. I guess there's no harm taking a educated risk move just in case. Will Sui take market share from Solana and Ethereum? So I do believe it's going to take Sui, but I do think Sui's okay. So I think Sui's going to take market share from Solana, but that does not mean that Solana won't get new people onboarding. So I think both coins will do very well. If that makes sense. Good morning, O. The market is irrational because the people who use every day are. True. Did you move to Dubai yet? I'm opening up the business in Dubai. Essentially, yes, I'll be going back and forth. So I'll be in Dubai at the end of this month. Maybe it's a good time to DCA. I'm more into DSAing, but yes. Finally, someone said it. Don't trade the fucking news. Oh, this is coming. Yeah, I've been saying don't trade the news since 2017, 2018. I always traded. I started as a technical analyst. And even when I used to teach Forex and we used to teach fundamental and technical analysis, I never liked the fundamental analysis. They keep having big news. It's going to get big with barring and any news that comes out is short term at best, except when Trump front run himself and made the call the other day. That was very unique. If I were just following the narrative, I would be talking about M2. Yeah, I don't follow that. Thank you, Nick. Thanks. I'll check out the project, to be honest. I haven't checked it out. Good morning, Paul. Could you check on Altcoin? I will. I'm not in Fartcoin anymore, by the way. I got out when I was getting out of most altcoins. I'll look at it as a technical overview. So this is Fartcoin. We get the top. No, it looks bullish. Look, cup handle breakout above the lip here. And yes, I know this is not technical a cup and handle because it took so long, but whatever. It's above resistance here. Fuck. No, it actually looks good. If it comes up a little bit further up, it's a good buying opportunity, which is ridiculously funny, actually. It's a very good coin. You might want to get a position in that. I might actually get a position back into it later now that I saw the chart. Good call. All right. So, that said, thank you very much. Really appreciate you. Please check out the course down below. Invest, trade, and think like the crypto factor. Comes with a factor line. Just check it out. See what it's all about. See if it's for you. If not, check out what else is in the description down below. Might be something interesting for you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you. Ευχαριστώ, Nick. Really appreciate you. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.